Hey guys, it's going to be a little bit of a different video today. It's not going to be, the regular intro. It's not going to be all of that stuff. Today marks the 25 years, May 4th, 2017, marks 25 years after the LA racial riots, basically. And I kind of just wanted to touch my feelings on that and just kind of, put my perspective on it in a modern day twist. Yeah, anyways, the LA riots started on April 29th, 1992, and ended on May 4th, 1992. Now, the LA riots were a result of tons of racial tension in the LA area, in starting from white police officers to the black community, from the Korean community to the black community, just kind of the the racial injustice that happened towards the black community, 60s all the way to the 90s. How they weren't treated fairly, how there was racist cops, how there was the racist police. I'm pretty sure he was the police commissioner who didn't even get along with the black mayor at the time, and it was a complete disaster. It was over $1 billion in damage that was done. It was just it was a complete disaster. I think it was 58 people died, almost double the people who died in the 1964. Yeah, I believe it was 1964 LA riots. So wouldn't be the first riots LA has had. Anyways, it was just basically what was one of the big thing was when Rodney King, I think it was on March 2nd, 1991, when he was filmed beaten by a gang of police officers, when they started kicking him, when they were beating him with maces. Somebody just happened to have filmed that, and there's been proof that had been they were kind of the 90s version of text messages through the police squad cars. They were calling Rodney King a gorilla, stuff. It's just a bunch of racist nicknames, racist terms toward Rodney King. As nowadays, as we know, that stuff is not okay. It is completely very frowned upon, and it shouldn't have been. It should have been more frowned upon then, but they were kind of getting away with it. The Korean community was completely just really destroyed. All their shops were destroyed. I do not know the date of when it happened, but there was this black girl that was in a store. She wanted to buy some orange juice in her bag, and went up to the cashier to buy it. It was $2. The cashier, who was a Korean lady, I do not know what her name was. It was Korean. It was not an American name. Said, "Are you stealing that?" And she said, "No, I'm not stealing that." And the cashier grabbed the bag from the girl, and she basically started hitting her, and there was kind of a fight. The cashier picks up a gun. The girl who was going to buy the orange juice said, "I'm not going to have any of that," and walked away. And when she was walking away, cashier shot her point blank in the head. When the word finally got out that had happened, people were up in arms. They were very upset. Now, April 29th, 1992, 13 months after the Rodney King beating, the court case actually was moved to a primarily white, it actually was all white, kind of district part of LA, so the jury was going to be all white. And I'm not saying all white people are racist. I'm not racist, but I'm going to have racist people mixed with non-racist people. People who would look at a black person or any other race that may have gotten a bad rep in the past, they're going to charge him guilty. They're going to say he's guilty. Anyways, on April 29th, when the verdict came in, and one of the police officers, I think it was only one who got tried, when he got off, and they said, "All right, you're free. You are not guilty of all these charges that were against him." People started protesting. They started going to the police station, started throwing rocks at windows, and that's when the storm happened. That's when things started burning, like cars started burning, buildings started burning. The black community and Mexican community also started rioting, because there was obviously a lot of injustice in the Mexican community and in the black community, and they went and they started doing arson, burning down Korean businesses. They started just wrecking cars. They started ripping people out of vehicles and beating them. You can find a lot of videos of surveillance footage on YouTube, most probably. I've seen it. I don't recommend it. But on May 4th, which is today, this video might be uploaded on May 5th, one day after the 25-year anniversary happened. This video might be going a little long, but that was part one of the video, and I just really wanted to say, to see all people equal, the saying is to be colorblind, but you also see people for who they are, for their race, for their background, you want to be inclusiveness. When you said earlier, just respect everybody, try to be kind. There's lots of organizations that have come out of all these recent shootings. Things like Free Hugs movement, where people are just going up and hugging cops during these riots. They're not burning things. They're not trying to break windows. They're really just giving free hugs to cops. And this is gonna sound super hippie, but we just. In this day and age, we got things happening over in Asia, and you got things happening in the Middle East, and you got terrorist attacks. You got all that stuff. You just need love, I'm also going to share, after my little hippie speech there, with the Black Lives Matter protests. Those, as we know, can get violent. And not many people know this, but I have actually witnessed a Black Lives Matter protest. And in the summer, it was July, I think it was before July 10th, and I'm pretty sure it was after July 5th. Me and my family, so my mom, my dad, my sister, and me, not my dog, were in Las Vegas on Fremont Street, which is a really popular street in Las Vegas, if you're just going to go there. We went probably a little too late, but that day was the day where, I don't know, there was a shooting. There was with my family in July. We're just on Fremont Street, and I'm watching some guy doing some cool, spray paint art on a canvas. I hear in the background the thing that they chant at Black Lives Matter protests is "No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace." And I was like, what the heck? And I turn around, and there's literally probably 100 to 150 people, and I didn't really see many people, because there's already people in front of me that were not part of the protests. I'm pretty sure the protest, because it was a Black Lives Matter protest. No, I do know white people. Do not get me wrong. I do know there are white people in these Black Lives Matter protests, but I'm pretty sure the people that were participating in the protests were primarily black. It was just, they were going fast, and I was like, okay, this is where I was starting to panic, because when you got people, people in protests are generally angry, whether it's a peaceful protest or it's not a protest. They're angry and they're protesting. When you got a bunch of people who my race have the people that really do not represent the white race, white community well, go out and they start shooting somebody from another race, from another community, that's not going to cross well with the other community. And when you've got some little Canadian kid, just going, oh my gosh, like what the heck is this? And when you've got people mad at white cops as it is, I'm white. I'm not saying they're gonna come get me. I'm not saying they're gonna come get any of us. And the protest was very peaceful. But that exact same day, in like Dallas, it was the same day where those cops had been shot by that one guy who was a sniper, and well, he sniped them. I don't know if he was a professional sniper. He wasn't. Was a sniper, and he had shot them. So that we found that out when we got to our hotel room. But anyways, as I was saying, these people, they're going through. I'm scared, my mom's scared, my dad's scared, my sister's scared. I think it was not just us. It wasn't just the Canadian tourists. Everybody was scared because it really caught everybody that was on that street off guard. Everybody was turning around. Everybody was turning around. Like, what is this? What's happening? And the protests passed. We're on the street a little bit longer. Protests end up going into riots, and riots come from protests. So I'm not saying there's going to be another riot in results of this protest. I'm just saying that when you've got some little white kid from Canada that's never seen a protest, that's never actually encountered anything mildly like that, it's a scary process. But the best way to not to be afraid of something like that, and to have kind of courage or anything that anything towards this whole racial discussion is just to have love and to have peace towards other people of other races, of other communities, of other just groups, ethnic groups, religious groups, backgrounds, families, of anything. And you just need to have peace towards them. You have love. Don't do anything that would get them angry at you, that would just want them to do something hurtful to you. Because if you're not going to do anything hurtful to them, they're probably not going to do anything hurtful to you. Anyways, 25 years ago, the LA riots have ended. They've ended today, 25 years ago. The National Guard came in. George Bush came on. He addressed it. National Guard came in. If there's anybody that you know that is racist towards a certain group or is hateful towards a certain group, just say no. Just say, just stand up to them. Tell them why having that type of hate towards that group, that person, that culture, that community is bad. Just tell them that we don't need hate right now. We just need peace. And anyways, thank you guys. As I was saying, just try to be colorblind. Try to see everybody equal, but yet respect where they came from, respect their background, respect who they appear to be on the outside and on the inside. Just we're all equal, and we're all living on this planet. Anyways, sorry if this has gone on a little too long, and at some parts I was rambling. But anyways, see you guys, and till next time, bye.